Live from inside Porsche, Colorado Springs, it's the First Dibs podcast with our hosts, John Deisty and Justin Underwood. Buckle up and let's go for a ride.
I let that go too long, but man, what a just happy song. Wouldn't the world be better if that's what was playing right now and not all this Christmas crap?
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before.
What's that?
Music. Just listen to music then versus now.
Yeah, that was music right there. That was delightful.
Yeah.
Shabuzi is going to be on Saturday Night Live tomorrow night.
Oh.
Lauren got to go to that concert.
Here in
Colorado Springs.
Oh, in Colorado Springs.
He opened for Jason Aldean, I think.
Wow.
And when he got done playing his hit, he goes, you guys want to hear it again? And played it again.
Encore.
So, yeah, same song. Same song. Let's try it again. But if it was You Make Me Feel Like Dancing, I would probably also say yes.
Yeah.
So, after that, it's the First Dibs podcast, live on tape and on YouTube from inside Porsche, Colorado Springs. It's Friday, December 6th at 7:02 Mountain Time. There's a party going on down the hill.
That's right, next door.
The whole day, I don't think anybody did anything other than set up for Christmas here. We have our delightful new stage setup.
Yeah.
Trying to take one from the Spike crew. I think they've got a nice little setup going on their new video shot. So we tried to spruce our stuff up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should turn the lights back on so people can see the cars. But it's kind of nice having them shaded. It looks like, it actually almost looks like a green screen. Like we're not really here, which could be a great idea.
Yes.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll circle back on that.
But believe it or not, we are in the pre-owned and classic showroom at Porsche Colorado Springs, and those are real cars.
Yeah. A
And a fake tree.
66 911
Yes.
sold at Vasek Polak when it was new, driven by Magnus Walker. And yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah. And then 62.
Yeah.
I think it's 62.
62 356. Yeah.
B.
I'll try to get out of the way, but
Yeah.
I can't.
It's cool. That car's not for sale, but
It could be.
it could be.
Yeah.
Everything's
It's for
sale
trade.
for the right
you
price.
could trade it for 992 Touring.
Oh,
That might work.
hint.
Hint, hinty hint.
Yeah, no, we changed the layout of the showroom a little bit. So for the Porsche people that are watching, as in like Porsche Cars North America and Porsche AG, this is very non-compliant as far as the showroom layout goes. But you know what? It's the holidays. It's a podcast. It looks cool. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, if you want to come and visit and tell us to move them, we'd be happy to.
That's right.
You could even drive.
Right. Yeah, but definitely come by for a visit. What an amazing time to come by for a visit, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, not just the inventory that we have, but the weather that we've had here lately is just
Until you get
unreal.
here. It's supposed to snow this weekend.
Monday. Not till Monday.
Oh, all right.
This weekend's supposed to be beautiful.
Well, that sounds nice.
Yeah. So we got a packed day tomorrow. Number of deliveries.
Cool.
Yeah, which is fun. And then we did do some business over this past week.
I actually
We do
for,
get to it.
for dinner on Monday. I had a vat of cheese. I was on my way home,
is this business?
and well, you were talking about doing the business. Like, isn't that what you say when you take your dog out? Nah, come on, we got to go do your business. Like, I wish that was my business. I wish that's all I had to do.
Right.
But yeah, no, I had fondue. I bought a loaf of sourdough bread. chopped it into about 1-inch cubes, lightly tossed it in some olive oil with Maldon salt and some fresh cracked, super hot black peppercorns from Penzeys. I toasted it in the oven at about 400 degrees until they were just like squishy but dried a little bit.
Yeah.
So they didn't. I have a fragile mouth.
So just for a few minutes.
Yeah, just yeah, something like that. And then that's all I ate for dinner.
You didn't have the cheese?
No, the bread with the cheese, with the like packaged
You just had
grocery
salty,
store
oily,
salty bread.
squishy
Yeah,
croutons.
yeah, and I was totally fine. The next day, all I had was the cheese, and that was the problem.
That was Tuesday's dinner?
That was Monday.
Monday's dinner. But you said the next day you just had cheese.
That was a joke. Yeah, that was not true. I had them together on Monday, and it was delightful. It was perfect for the season, and I recommend it. Back to business.
We did get some business done this past week, which means we got a couple of fresh trades. We got a 1999 Carrera that we actually sold from here once before. It's got right at 100,000 miles.
Good number.
It's a beautiful car.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the exterior, interior, very clean, good condition.
What do you think the chances are? I have a picture of it. So I think also we can hire Lewis for nothing to come and
For nothing.
Run the computer. He knows how to do all this stuff.
That'd be great.
And then we can tell him, hey, yeah, bring that picture up. And then
Yeah, no, this car, service work has been done here for I mean, some of the car's life. Some of it, by independence, at this point being a 99. But I mean, he kept it in good shape.
yeah.
So we got to get that one checked out.
All right,
That came in
add my
yesterday.
laptop real quick.
And what else? Oh, we got a 2021.
Yeah, I've got a picture of it if you do
Which
what
one?
I asked you to do.
Which one?
Both of them.
Oh, okay. Here we
I
go.
was asking Lauren which one we could have.
Let's see.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do some video magic here. Come on.
That's good. Just replace me with the car. Yeah,
There we go.
Perfect.
There
All
we
right.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's our 99 Carrera that came in just the other day. Look at, I mean, just that one photo. That's a really nice,
It's a really nice car.
really nice car. There's a couple, small odds and ends that we got to get corrected on it.
Yeah.
That I'm aware of, but we'll get it checked out. I mean, I think it's a coupe, right? It's a,
First year throttle cable, not throttle wire.
right.
I would love to have something like that. I think it'd be good.
No, very cool car. I was going to mention the Targa 4S Heritage.
Oh, do that. Mention that. What is this? Look at that horrible picture I took. What is that smudge right there? You see that?
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
That's
like
not on the
something-
car. That's
no,
on my
it's on your
camera.
lens.
Jeez.
So yeah, 2021 Targa 4S Heritage Edition in black over the Heritage interior.
With the corduroy.
Yep. With
Not
the corduroy.
the Pepita.
Right.
But the original.
Right.
So it's a 4S. They built 992 of them.
Right.
I think it's all I talk about probably, but on the exclusive manufacturer cars where they do something special, there's always more than they publish, and you have to see the cars in person to really know why they're so cool. And they always do something fun with the headliner. Like I sold that the Audi R8 V10. That had a beautiful headliner in like a diamond stitching.
Right.
That was super fun. And you wouldn't know about that unless you were in the car.
Yeah, right.
People don't take pictures of that and share it.
Yeah.
And the Heritage Targa has something similar where it's got a perforated race text in what Atacama beige.
Yeah.
Running the whole Targa top inside of the Targa top and the A pillars and Targa bar on the inside and stuff like that. It's
No, it's definitely
sharp.
it's a play on 356 and very early 911 headliners. That material, the perforated material. And no, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's cool. There's certain features of those cars that you wouldn't know about unless you're in it.
Yep.
So, nice car. We sold it new here, I believe. 21,000 miles on it.
How great is that?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Enjoyed.
and being a heritage, and it's not the cherry metallic, and no gumball, piece on the side. It's cool. It's
Most
really
were cherry. We had one guards red, and then black.
yes.
I think those are the only colors.
That's
Chalk. I think you could do chalk.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Well,
Anyway.
yeah, it's
Moving
a
on.
super cool car. And then this next one, John's got it pulled up here. We'll slide it over. This is a 21.
Yep, 2021 Macan GTS.
Yes.
It's the 375 horsepower engine, sport exhaust, air suspension standard. This one they added Sport Chrono. It's 14-way seats, full black leather, slick top.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is really
No
cool.
panel roof.
No panoramic roof. I think it's right around 23,000 miles.
That sounds
something
right.
like that.
And this picture, this is how this car arrived.
Yeah.
I mean,
it looked really nice and clean.
it's like it got detailed before it got put in the trailer. Because this one came from out of state.
Yeah,
This
I mean,
one-
even look at the wheels and the tires.
Right.
It's got like tire shine on it. So
Yeah, no, that was cool. That was neat to see that show up that way. So, yeah, no, that one, same thing. We'll put that through the CBO process, get it checked out, get it serviced. No, that's a really cool. And GTSs, Macan GTSs are quite hard to come across anymore. It seems like.
yeah.
So this is the first one we've had for a while.
Yeah, so that gets the widescreen display, but still has the buttons
Right.
down the center console. So if you want kind of if you're a button person, this is the last year you could get that.
Yeah, no, that's a cool car. What else has come in? Trying to think. Those are the ones that came to mind right away.
That's all I can think of. There's a bunch of stuff. Well, okay. There's Brewster Green 911 ST that knocked my socks off.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah, it's a new car. I don't know whose it is, but that thing was stunning. With the I don't remember what the name of the interior color is, but it's the dark brown or medium brown. It's a medium brown tan with pinstriping. I think I might have a picture of it. You want to see a picture of it?
Yeah. Might as
All
well.
right, hold on. Let's see.
It's still in the wrapper.
Yeah.
No, we had some crazy new cars dropped off. All right, I'll put.
Yeah, look at that thing.
That's hard to tell.
Yeah, I know.
That's cool. It's like a sneak.
You couldn't even really tell looking at it. I was like, is that black or is that green? But it's green. And there's the interior.
Yeah.
That thing. That's a keeper.
That's pretty classy.
Yep. Even the door pulls are brown. I didn't know that. That's cool. We got two Taycan Turbo GTs.
Right. Yes. One Weissach.
Yep.
I didn't know we were getting a Weissach.
Yeah,
car.
we did. And then the non-Weissach car is in pale blue metallic.
No, that's the Weissach car.
Oh, that is the Weissach car. You're right. Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
That
It's a
color.
neat color.
That is intense. That is
yeah.
pretty neat.
When it outside when the sun came out. Yeah, that car. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's as alive as Gentian blue, where it has like a huge color shift, but it's a very muted lighter blue.
Right.
I don't have a picture of that one, so you'll have to imagine it based on my awesome descriptors.
Right. Yeah, and then the Weissach car doesn't have a back seat, so it's a 2-seater.
Yep.
It's a 2-seater 4-door sedan, all electric. But it's cool, man. It is super cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I need to test it to see if I can turn off the like raisey up and downy suspension.
That's a good point. And then the other one was the purple car.
Yeah,
That thing's pretty sick. I like that car.
that's the non-Weissach.
Yeah. I'd take that one home. That's a nice one. Do you remember the name of the name of the color? Dang it.
Sky purple metallic.
Yeah, that's
or
right.
something like that. I don't think that's right, but I think it's close-ish.
Yeah, no, that sounds right. I think you're right. Sky purple,
Is it? Okay.
but it's cool. It is really neat looking. And then we got some more stock units that came in. So I mean, things are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's new cars available. We've been talking about that for a little bit. But that's nice to see. Like sports cars. They're not just all new Cayennes and Macans. Yeah, no, some super cool stuff. Oh, yeah. John's kind of built. He's messing around with.
I
the
was close. It's
configurator.
purple sky, not sky purple.
Oh, purple sky.
I was wrong.
Metallic.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the pale blue metallic, that is, that does not do it justice on the configurator.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
that gets my new boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a bunch of stuff coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
A stack of like 16 or 17 cars.
It's a lot.
It
is a lot.
From standard Carreras to Carrera T's to Carrera S's and 4S's.
Mm-hmm.
And
Targas.
And a Targa GTS in Alex Gray.
Yep.
A turbo.
Another
cabriolet.
Targa, shark blue.
Oh, I didn't see that one. That sounds fun. What was I saying?
You were going
A turbo in Arctic Gray with the Heritage Pepita interior.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a couple GT3 RSs.
Right.
I don't know.
GT3 Tourings.
This is like, it's going to be an Oprah thing. You get a car and you get a car. We're just going to corner the market on it.
We're going to corner the market on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some eyebrows popping.
The one I'm excited for is the GT3 Touring in white with a Riviera blue interior.
Yeah, I'm curious
I'm
to see it myself.
stoked to see that car. Somebody's going to need to paint the wheels Riviera blue and then put a Riviera blue stripe down the side.
I like that idea. I like
Yeah.
making it 73 RS-ish.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, we can get a ducktail.
Yeah.
Get a ducktail for it. That sounds great. Arts and crafts.
Might be
period.
onto something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's a boatload
Yeah.
of stuff, right? That's coming.
How
down.
many trucks? It's like 4 trucks.
6. Yeah. That's three. Three full trucks,
That's good.
and they'll probably all show up on the same day, or within 2 days of each other.
I'm just trying to think of how I can like just get in one and move it somewhere else where no one knows it actually arrived.
I don't know. It's I definitely think about it at night, like as far as what am I gonna do with all of these cars,
I think we should buy a building
right?
to put them in. Maybe
Like a showroom kind of building.
maybe this is how MJLPOs takes off. Right?
Could be. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we just got to figure out who they're consigned with.
Yeah, no one's gonna lend me money to buy a building.
I don't think we need it. I bet we could lease some space for a month or two.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know if anyone's gonna lease space for $50 a month.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Did anything else happen this week? I'm just trying to think. Like, I feel like I have just been, I've had sloth going on.
Sloth.
Yeah.
Well, so I think we talked. Well, did we talk about it on the show? I mean, your year is over,
Yeah.
right? You know, like as far as what you consider to be your year,
Yep.
fiscal year, right? Is over. So it's just getting started for you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's the end of the calendar year, so there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Between holidays and family things and you name it, right? All that kind of stuff. It just gets busy. I mean, parties, events, stuff that's happening. Tomorrow we have the Porsche Club party that's happening. And then next weekend we have the dealership party that's happening. I mean, there's stuff that's going on. And all of these things take preparation. So, which in preparation, it takes time away from some of the daily responsibilities, So sometimes it just feels like you get kind of stuck behind it a little bit. Hard to get caught up. That's what Saturdays are for.
For getting caught up.
Saturdays are for, sometimes actually I do get a lot of stuff caught up on a Saturday. Just depends on how much activity's going on.
I always thought they were for washing the lot,
That would be nice. That would be
which
nice.
doesn't make any sense to me.
Theoretically, washing the lot should happen Friday.
Yeah.
So that way it's clean for Saturday.
I would agree.
But no, Saturdays are a ton of fun. I mean, there's And again, yeah, this weekend it's supposed to be beautiful out. So I think there should, we'll get a lot of foot traffic. That's always fun, doing some entertainment as, people that come in that have never been to the store before, don't know anything about Porsche cars. Mm-hmm. That's when we really get to nerd out, with people. And to me, that's the most fun I have, is talking to people that don't know anything about the product, don't know anything about the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it reinvigorates, like it causes some excitement, internally. And then, and I think that's the contagious, side of things, where people, like, holy crap, I mean, this dude is crazy about this stuff.
I find it daunting when somebody comes in and says that
they don't know anything.
It's like, oh my God, where do I start?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I guess maybe we just do launch control in a Taycan Turbo and then sit them down here and let them relax for a minute and then see what they're
right. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. So if someone were to come in tomorrow afternoon, where would you start? If they said, I'm not buying a car today, John. I've heard about this place. I don't know anything about Porsche cars, but some of my friends are into it, and they said, come by, check it out. What can you tell me?
I think I'd put them in that Spider RS and go drive up Pikes Peak.
But they're not buying a Porsche today.
That's what they think.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? The opposite of what you want?
Right, yeah.
You say, I'm here to drive a Cayenne. Okay, come sit at my desk. We're going to read this magazine.
Right. Slow your
Yeah,
roll.
exactly. Mm-hmm. There's no way I want to drive a car or see anything today. I'm just here to look around and drink a cup of coffee. All right, here's a Red Bull. Get in the RS.
That's right.
Yeah. I got diabetes. It's okay. It's diet.
You make it through this. I got a T-shirt for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's people, I see it all the time, right? I see salespeople giving tours, right, to the dealership. But we have clients that call up in advance and ask, would you mind giving my family a tour of the facility? Mm-hmm. I'd like to see everything. Sure.
I like to start with the restrooms. You can tell a lot about a dealership by its restrooms.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I derailed. Let's get back on track.
I mean, even just our little studio area here, because this is a congregating spot. The hood, right, that no one can see on camera because it's behind the camera or whatever. That's kind of fun, to point out Reese Millen, Gustav Lund, David Donahue.
Yeah, we got all kinds of cool
Munzer.
Junk to show people.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of fun. I mean, and majority of people, if you don't know anything about Porsche, you're probably not going to recognize any of those names. But at the same time, maybe they do.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, I mean, they've got their name written on this super cool, artifact here, and we can tell, a kind of a story about every one of them. Mm-hmm. And how it relates to the dealership and the brand and this significance, behind all of that stuff.
I'm going to start calling it a shield.
A shield?
Yeah.
Right.
On our shield.
This is our shield.
It's William Wallace. Carried that up Pikes Peak for the 100th running. Looks like a shield.
Right. No, I think, but I guess to your point, you can even point out, again, the thing that's behind the camera, the mannequin.
Uh-huh. Must be cold in here.
Those like those crazy like Italian jeans or whatever that
from Brenner Pass. Seriously.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The Italian jeans. It's funny because there was a shirt on this mannequin where it had been discontinued for quite a while.
Yep.
And it was sun faded.
Very faded.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, someone had to have it. They're like, I know that's discontinued. They don't make it. So Ricky, our parts manager, took the shirt off our mannequin.
Joe tried to give the pants away. Like, no joke.
Right.
That did not go over very well. Like, the people could not leave the showroom fast enough after Joe tried to give the pants off the mannequin to the wife.
I mean, they're very European.
They're very nice looking pants.
They're probably very expensive.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, even it's just everything, everywhere you look, you can talk about something. It's really cool. I think that's pretty fun.
James was saying that one of the things he misses from when he used to work at Audi is that sales managers would give them spiffs for doing stuff. Like if you can get a client to climb into the trunk of a car today, I will give you $50. So maybe we can do stuff like that. If you can make up a cool story about where the soap dispenser is from and why the soap dispenser relates to Porsche cars,
Porsche probably engineered the soap dispenser.
I'll give you $20.
I do have kind of a funny story about that.
There we go.
This did not happen here. There was no incentive. It was amongst friends. It was amongst colleagues, salespeople. Similar thing. It was basically what is the craziest thing you can get your client to say in front of someone. I mean, like, you had to prove it, right? That's the way that you proved it. So a couple of guys that I used to work with up in Denver, there was 3 or 4 salespeople that were part of this thing. There was definitely no management involved because I'm pretty sure all of them would have lost their job, right, if they knew what was going on. This is in 2007 or 8. I think 2008. So the cars that are out at the time is 997s, more specifically Targas. The new 997 Targa is out. And if you remember the 997 Targa, it's not the Targa that we have today, right? It's the Targa where it's the glass roof.
A fishbowl.
Yeah, it's the glass roof that sucks down and drops back in, and then the rear window is actually a hatch in the car. Well, anyway, Nordic Gold was one of the colors, like the launch color. There was a lot of Guards red cars. There were black cars. And then there was a car that was macadamia brown.
We had that car.
We had one of them, yes.
You sure it's not the same one? How many of those did they make?
No, there's quite a few.
Okay.
Yeah, so macadamia was actually a pretty cool color. The kiss of death, though, would be that if you had a macadamia car with, I think, Luxor beige interior, which was very common.
Yep.
But then if it was a cabriolet, if you put a brown top on it, it kind of, or actually we had one of those come in there at Denver. It was a macadamia brown with Luxor beige interior, a brown top, and brown wheel, painted to match wheels. This sales guy, Joey Carrera, that's his real name, Joe Carrera. He's not around Colorado anymore. But anyway, he called it triple stay around brown.
Okay.
and actually, I know the guy that bought that car. He loved it. And then, like a deer smashed the side of it. Didn't total the car out or anything, but anyway, just kind of wrecked it for him. But so back to my story, as far as to your point on if you could get your client to do something crazy, I'll pay you for it. And these guys, if I could get your client, if you can get your customer to say something absolutely crazy in front of other salespeople or customers, then you would, there was money on the line, $100, whatever it was. Anyway, one night, a client and his wife are in the dealership taking a look at 911s. The Targas are fairly new at the time. That's what they came to see. So the husband and wife went and drove I think it was a Nordic Gold Targa, and they loved it. They're like, this is great. This is awesome. And then I am not involved in this, right? I'm hearing about it. This is before my sales time. I'm still a service guy at the point, but I'm hearing about it because these are guys that I work with, and they come back. We love the car, not super savvy on the color, but we really love the car. We'd like to find a way to make a deal worth. Sitting on the showroom floor was a macadamia brown Targa 4S. Same car they just drove, just a different color. So the salesperson says, well, if you're willing to take it in the brown, I can probably get you a better deal. So this is outside. This isn't in front of anyone, right, at the time. And so husband looked at the wife and says, well, let's go take a look. And so standing in front of a colleague's sales desk, the salesman one, right, that with the customers, repeats himself saying, so this is the car we were talking about. And he looks around and like as if no one's around, watching, and says, but I know the Nordic Gold car is really nice, but like I said, if you're willing to take it in the brown, I can probably get you a deal. Salesman B or 2 looks up from his desk Kind of can't believe, what is happening right here. Husband looks at his wife and says, babe, I don't know. I think if we take it in the brown, it might be worth it.
Oh.
Salesman number 1 looks at salesman number 2, winks at him. As in, you owe me.
That's pretty good.
Oh my gosh.
I was thinking of it in a different way where like maybe if there's a client I've got a great rapport with and, say Lupe or Nancy is with a client, I can send my client over to just start messing with them. And like, okay, here's the deal. I'm going to give you $20. They're going to open up that Cayenne. I just want you to get in the driver's seat and start it. just walk over there and her name's Nancy. Just sit in the driver's seat and say, hey, Nancy, this one's great. I think I'll take it.
Yeah. John. Where's John? Oh my gosh. I don't know.
That's like next level fun is if we can get our clients in messing up with other. I'm going to do that. Don't tell anybody.
So you just reminded me earlier tonight, one of our very good, very fun clients came in tonight, pick up some parts. And this is a while back, but his sales guy is James. James works with him all the time. And anyway, the customer comes in, he's kind of BSing with us for a minute, and he says, "Where's James? I want to break his balls for a little bit." About something James forgot to do. Oh, James is actually doing a delivery inside this Cayenne over here. He'll be finished up pretty soon. He's like, "Oh, where is he? Where is he? Oh, I see him. He turns and looks at it and says, "Watch this." Keep in mind, James is in the passenger seat of a Cayenne. There is a lady taking delivery of her brand new Cayenne inside the showroom. So James is showing her how everything works. This customer sneaks up right next to the Cayenne, kind of behind on the corner, gets right to the passenger side, the windows rolled up where James is sitting. James looks at customer. Customer licks the window with new owner in the driver's seat. And her eyes got huge, big eyes like, what is happening? James starts laughing. And James just says, "Hold on, I'll be right there." And anyway, and the customer kind of ran off laughing. And then the customer actually went and, he went and introduced himself to the lady when the car was pulled outside. And anyway, they had kind of a laugh out of it. But yeah, no, I mean, like literally licked the window while everybody was inside.
That's pretty good. The bar has been set.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Last week, we talked about your dream team. Have you done any more thinking on your dream team?
Not seriously.
No? Okay. Well.
Not seriously. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that is pretty wild.
Okay, no names. One person you would not have on your team.
Okay, well, hang on for a sec. Okay, because one of the things, since you mentioned it, I'm like, there has been, those times where you're like, that's a dream team. And
you can't, we talked about it, I don't know if it was on air or afterward, but how you can't put it back together. Like you can have a dream team. I used to bartend. The first big bartending job I had, we were at a giant restaurant that was absolutely jamming. We do almost $100,000 in sales in a day was possible. Like tons of food, tons of drinks, just a rock star thing. And then inevitably everybody splits and goes their own way. And at one point we got most of the band back together.
Right.
And it was close, but it wasn't the same thing.
Correct.
It just, everybody, we all change, the clientele changes, the world changes. It's not the same as it was. The glory days are over.
Yep. So you have to choose periods of time, like people in periods of time.
Yep.
To that kind of same point, I think what I was telling you is that there are certain individuals, right? And that's, you have a relationship with an individual, and it might be your dream team as far as the way that you work with that individual. But two individuals, right? Two members of your dream
Yeah.
team, they may not work
That
together
would
at
not.
all,
Yeah. Mhm.
right? There might be a huge clash. But so yeah, then that goes along. Yeah, not it's people that you've worked with at certain periods of time. Several years ago, I mean, there was kind of a dream team. Actually, my dad would be somebody really good to talk to about real world, amazing crew. Like amazing staff, and how awesome that could be, and how short-lived it can be, right, at the same time. So my dad was an employer. He had an industrial supply business up in Wyoming that catered to coal mines and refineries, you name it.
How many people do you think worked for him?
Well, he was a small employer. So like his office of guys would range between 3 and 4 guys plus himself, and then anywhere from 1 to 2 or 3, people in like the office,
Okay.
doing accounting and all that kind of stuff. Granted, I mean, he was an employer for over 30 years, so I don't know how many W-2s the guy filled out.
Sure.
Not like, he wasn't, not like a fast food restaurant by any means. There wasn't a ton of turnover.
Yep.
But there was a period of time, there were like multiple Clints, right? There were two Clints, I think, that worked in the office at the same time. One of them was left-handed. And the only reason I know this is one of them was they had to handwrite invoices. And these are big orders, right? I mean, when a refinery puts in an order for tools and gloves and buckets of sand or who knows, like whatever, you handwriting that, it's pages of stuff, right? Anyway, one of the Clints, he would get compliments on how nice his handwriting is, which is so unusual for a left-handed person to get compliments on their handwriting. A lot of people thought it was a woman that was handwriting these invoices because it was that neat, right? But anyway, so there was a time, there was a Clint and a Doug, and it was the 3 guys that kind of ran the show more or less. And that was a period where my dad, I mean, he didn't really have to do much. I mean, he stayed extremely busy and he did have to do a lot, but he didn't really have the same level of headaches, and he realized that, fairly quickly. It was like, oh my gosh, man, but what does it take to keep those 3 guys together?
Yeah.
You can't, right? because they get discovered by other companies and they kind of get poached, and a good employer is never going to prevent anyone from growing, and doing better, that kind of stuff. And then there's struggle times, where you got like, there could be someone that's deadbeat or whatever in the office, like, oh man, I can't get rid of this person.
Like if you put me in charge of title work.
Right. That would not be a fit.
There
would be some challenges. Yeah. So I think, okay, so let's take his example. He was an employer for over 30 years. He had one dream team, as far as I know. He had one dream team, and that group worked together for, I want to say, cumulatively 4, maybe 5 years out of the 30, which is a pretty good stretch.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good stretch.
Yeah, almost 2%. 20%.
Yeah.
Almost 20%.
Yeah. But that's it. I mean, out of 30 years, right? And then trying, doing different combinations, and people come and go and all that kind of stuff, and to wind up, call it 5 years, at the high end or whatever, that was like the golden age when life seemed a little bit easier. Man, that's not a lot, That's a pretty small window. But yeah, there's people that I've certainly worked with, over the course of more than 20 years now. Going back in those periods, I've had a lot of fun. And I've learned a tremendous amount, from some of these guys. One person I would say would be in my dream team. His name is Deck Hughes. He's actually retiring next week.
Yeah, I know.
He was a general manager where Joe and I worked. That's how I know him. But definitely one of the most, I have more respect, for that guy than just about anyone else in the car business. for multiple reasons why. But anyway, he believed in me. Admittedly, didn't want to,
Okay.
like in the kind of the beginning stages of making some big changes. But no, I mean, he taught me a lot, right? He taught me a lot about the car business. He taught me a lot about kind of how to stand up, for myself and what I think is appropriate. But he could cut through the bullshit. I mean, I was thinking about this, trying to like an analogy. Those cupcake or not cupcake, brownie pans that are all corners.
Yeah.
Right? So you have like all corner brownies.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, if that's a maze of bullshit, he would plant the fudge brownie right in the middle of it. Just go straight to it, right? There was no corners, right? He got around all the BS. He just went straight through it. I mean, just straight. I've never met anyone else that could cut through all that stuff faster and easier than he did.
On like the professional side of things, or like dealing with customers,
All of
or
it.
just anything?
All of it.
All right. Well, good for him.
Yeah. I mean, all of it. Yeah. I mean, there were moments where I thought I was going to be fired, because of whatever scenario. And that's another thing that, he's got a lot of respect for, is that if there was ever any kind of events, that were taking place that was not good or whatever, you'd hear about it, but one time. That's it. And then you'd never hear about it again. Because he knew, the way that he delivered messages, his message got through, and everybody understood, right? Whatever happened went wrong, how it went wrong, why it went wrong, and who's to blame, right? But then that's it. It's like grow and learn from it, So anyway, that's I'd start there. I would put that guy in my dream team.
Okay. We'll do this. We'll do the 12 days of Christmas. How many days of Christmas are there?
12 days of
12
Christmas.
days?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. We don't have 12 shows before Christmas.
Doesn't matter. We'll just keep it going.
We'll keep it going.
But this is
All right.
going into February.
Yep.
By Valentine's Day, you will have the dream team.
All right. So I guess I would start there. So that's my.
Okay.
I'll work my way.
Yep.
But so I'll put him at the top.
Do you have a position for him?
Yeah, he'd either be GM or dealer principal,
Okay. Sounds good.
or one of the same.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. No, I'll Deck. I know you don't listen or watch this show, buddy, but anyway, I appreciate everything that you've ever done for me.
Let's have
and
him
taught
on.
me. We could get him on.
Yeah. See if he'll come down.
Actually, you know what?
We'll get him an Uber ride back home
So he does want to come down
because he's a whiskey guy, right?
He is a whiskey guy.
I'll bring in all the whiskey and he can have whatever he wants.
and he wants to order a Cayenne GTS probably for his wife.
That sounds great. We have a white one coming in. Let's just pretend like he ordered that one. And then he can be like, hey, surprise, look, it's here already.
Right.
Yay.
Yay.
I did
It's
this
like a
for you.
retirement gift you have to pay for.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
That is a good idea, John.
Right?
Yeah. No, I like that. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, bring him down.
Yeah. No, we'll get him. Yeah, I'd get him down.
I'll give him this chair. I'll go sit. I'll sit in the guest spot. Or maybe we should put the guest on a stool behind us. Would that be funny?
Just keep our backs.
Just
turned.
crotch level.
Don't wear shorts.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yep. No, that's good. I like that. I like that a lot. That'd be fun to think of. Because I got dealer principal, GM, all the way down to lot techs, and
Yeah.
I mean everybody in between.
I think for Lot Tech, I picked me and Jeff Pinkstaff as one person.
I don't know. You guys had maybe too much fun.
Ask the service team who their best Lot Techs were. Just ask.
Yeah,
Just
all right.
ask. See, poll everybody individually. Jason wasn't here yet, so I guess you're gonna have to ask Matt and Todd.
Julio and Marcus.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, it never worked for Billy. You could ask Dave Petiti.
Dave.
You can phone a friend on that one.
Maybe we should convince Dave to come back on the show because he's had quite the interesting career since.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Kind of like going into
This is-
semi-retirement.
We finally hit something interesting on this episode. It only took us 44 minutes.
40 minutes.
You're
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's wild. It's kind of like cars. I mean, you wish you could keep them all, right? There's very few people I've ever worked with, throughout my career that I would say, nah,
Really?
I don't think I'd bring them back.
Huh.
I guess I'd just have a giant store, just a really big store.
I'd trim the fat.
Oh,
I would.
Yeah, I mean-
sorry.
yeah, I will. I don't know. I like everybody, John, for the most part.
Yeah, I know. How long do we have until you're a dick? Wasn't that your resolution?
Yes.
Your pre-resolution?
What day is January 1st? Besides January 1st.
Ooh, it's a Wednesday. We're off. How great is that? Oh, but we're closed.
We're closed.
Shoot.
We're off. We're off.
We missed 2 days this year.
Yeah.
Christmas is on Wednesday, and so is New Year's.
Oh, okay. All right. So then I'm going to follow Nancy's thing, and I'm going to take Thursday off.
And Friday. And then have a doctor's appointment on Saturday.
No.
Where are we going for New Year's then? Let's go to Vegas.
Vegas for New Year's.
We can do the podcast from down there on the 3rd.
Yeah. That is funny. Christmas and New Year's on a Wednesday.
Do you think anybody's listening anymore?
Yeah. Yeah, Dan.
Oh, I know
Dan
Dan.
and Jason.
Dan and Jason are here. Yeah.
That's it.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Jason liked my analogy. The corner.
Oh, the brown.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
corner.
This is just a brown episode.
What were we talking about?
Nothing. This whole episode has been nothing.
Oh man. Well, I think I am going to check out the party next door before I leave.
Good idea.
Should be kind of fun.
You deserve it.
Last year, I wrote my name down on for one of the silent auction things, and apparently I was the only one that bid because I won. Which reminds me, so you remember when we went and visited our friends with the Black Eyed Pea?
Yeah.
I won.
Uh-huh.
I wrote my name down, and then when I got a call from the company,
Yeah.
that does those auctions or whatever, they said this sweet girl on the phone says, if there was anything else on that table that you would like to purchase, it's available. So I said no. I didn't realize I was going to be the only one that wrote my name down.
Yeah.
But
Who's this? God dang it. Right? I get because you didn't give them your credit card number beforehand.
No.
So what we need to do is just start writing down people's information on silent auction things. Don't.
Yeah. But this is kind of cool though. I have no idea where I'm going to put it, but it finally showed up
Oh, good.
at the house. But it's a big portrait thing of was it Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier?
That
No, that's the
sounds-
same guy. No.
No.
Joe Frazier.
definitely. Cassius Clay.
Cassius Clay, yeah.
Jeez.
Joe Frazier.
Are they the same guy? I come here for your sports knowledge, sports ball.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. Boom, like it's a knockout punch.
Where he's
kinda-
standing over him like, I kicked your ass, right?
No, I don't
Isn't
think
that
no.
the one?
No, it's him actually throwing a punch.
Oh.
But it's cool. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I could put it in one of my guest bathrooms. Yeah.
Let's hang it here. Let's just hang it here.
If anyone notices.
That'll be great. We'll hang it on the trophy wall
Right.
with the sock. It's this one, isn't it? Isn't it that picture?
No.
No, oh, I thought it was that one. Okay.
No.
Oh, never mind.
Or maybe I haven't taken it out of the box. Maybe that's what it is. It's still in the box. Oh my gosh.
That's cool.
John's looking at pictures of Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else do we have? Anything? Is there anything fun and exciting coming out? I keep seeing Porsche in the Manti Racing GT3 RS with no back window. That looks pretty amazing.
Yeah.
First dibs. We may have a 718 GT4 RS Club Sport that might be here fairly soon and available for sale. We'll see. It's coming in to get some service work done, but the current owner of it is contemplating selling it before next season. This is a winning car. I mean, like he won multiple races. This Porsche Club traveled around. But no, I mean it's an awesome. It's a and the owner or whatever, the guy that owns the car now is definitely one of the most meticulous people when it comes to taking care of this kind of stuff. So he does things way above and beyond, like what normal, like what would be considered normal as far as the caretake of these cars and just making sure that everything is done perfect. So, but he's also a hell of a driver. Right?
So do you need a race car? Is that the question?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I mean, so this has a logbook, right? You can see all the races that it's done, where it's finished. Yeah. And I'm sure it'll come with awesome spares, even probably other kinds of spare equipment that you wouldn't normally get, from someone else. But, yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, we'll find out here in the next couple of weeks. It's either going to be here or it's not. So. Mm-hmm.
So will I.
Oh my gosh. So it's too early. It's not the end of the year.
I know it's not Christmas. It's not New Year's. It's just like this. It's the lull that happens after Thanksgiving and before the end of the year.
Yeah. So, because where I was going to go is that what I would like for you to think about, and I know you do, is goal setting for 2025. And then how do you plan to get there for the goal?
Okay.
It could be anything. It doesn't have to be car sales.
Yeah.
But
I would like to retire
in 2025.
Yep.
Cool.
You can get there by having my wife make a fuck ton of money. How's that? That's my goal.
Awesome.
I'd still come to work. I would still come and do this. I just wouldn't have the stress of needing to do this.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
That would be great.
I think that would, I would, if I could do this job and it didn't matter if I sold cars or not, I would sell way more cars, I think.
Oh,
I think
sure.
it would just be, it'd be even more fun.
Years ago, there was a salesperson that worked here, older gentleman. He worked, James knows him fairly well, knew him fairly well. And he flat out said, as soon as it's not fun, I'm not going to do this anymore. And I mean, he had a great time. He was here for a number of years, and I don't remember what had happened, but he left. He came over. I think he shook James' hand. He's like, "Well, James," he said, "I really appreciate working with you. Everything's been great." And this is like out of nowhere.
Yeah. Was that the guy that had the newspaper?
Maybe.
I think he worked like halftime.
Maybe, yeah.
Yep.
And James said, "What's happening? Where are you going?" He's like, "Well, like I told you, when it's not fun anymore, I'm not going to do it." And he says, it's just not that fun anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, "But no, I appreciate you, and I wish you nothing but the best, right?" So, I mean, good for that guy.
Yeah.
He was able to do that. I still have fun every day.
I have a ton of fun. There becomes a stress level when, you set these goals for yourself and these bars that you want to hit. And then now you got to do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
when I was new and it was just like, oh, wow, look at this. Ah, I'm an idiot when you're buying cars.
Right.
That was cool because you didn't know.
Maybe you can go back to that.
Maybe. Maybe I can. But yeah, I'll just do that. Okay. Got it. You're right. Sorry. Why did I make this so hard? Got it. Dad, that just totally fixed everything. Now I just have to just show up and be like, wow, look at all this awesome stuff. I'm going to go drive that. What should I drive tomorrow? That's a great question.
Oh, to get your head in the game?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what is like. I mean, everything is super cool, right? So, but go. Oh, if you haven't, since it's been through the shop, go drive the Dolphin Gray 356. Just as
choice.
one car.
Good choice. Yep.
That car is awesome.
Yep.
It is super cool. Man, my brain. I was telling Jason, my brain on the 356 world got put on a spin.
Yeah, because you're wearing cufflinks that are 356s?
I got 356 cufflinks today. But no, so I was in the shop. Jason's working on a 64 SC. 64 SCs have disc brakes all the way around. So do 65. 65 356s have disc brakes all the way around.
Uh-huh.
Well, anyway, so as I'm like listening to Jason and Fred, talk about some other stuff, I'm standing under this car and I'm like, wait a minute. I thought the Dolphin gray car was the 65. And so I'm thinking like, oh my God, I'm totally getting these cars confused.
Mm-hmm.
And so later in the day, I'm telling Jason about it. Like, man, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, my brain's all wigged out because I'm losing track of the 356s, this and that. And I said, this is an SC. He goes, yeah, no, this is the car to have. And I'm like, but it's a 65. And he goes, no, it's a 64 SC. What? And he reminds, like, no, the 64 SC got the disc brakes. He goes, you're thinking of the Dolphin gray car that's the regular 356C that has disc brakes because it's a 65. I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm not wrong. I'm just like spun out because I don't know. I just got
so a 64C would have drums, but a 64 SC
has discs.
would have discs,
Yeah.
and then the 65 period had discs.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go. That is interesting because in the Volvo world, they had drum brakes up until 69. And then 69s were kind of a flip over year, I think, where they were disc brakes. So they always had front discs, but rear drums, rear discs in 69, but carbed. And then 70 went to fuel injection.
Huh. Okay.
So Porsche was early.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Very early.
Yeah, I know that. Jason's mentioning some stuff.
With total context.
Yes.
So
for the people watching on YouTube, you can see the chat.
you can see his comments, which
Yeah.
Black
On a
Targa.
997 Sport Classic
I'm gonna like it. Should I pin? I'm gonna pin it. I'm pinned his message.
and a black 84 Targa. So a 997 Sport Classic. What was I was ragging on that car. Something awful the other day.
Why?
Because one sold on Bring a Trailer for $600,000. Why is that car worth $600,000?
Because there's a double bubble roof.
Cool. It has a double bubble roof. It makes it $600,000. I mean, if that's good enough for you, it's good enough for them.
You couldn't get it here.
You can't. You're right.
So
they didn't
all
bring
right.
them to the U.S.
So there's 365, 356. There's 356 of them in the world,
Sport Classics.
right? It's an ultra low number.
I think it was 450.
No, that's a dumb number. That's a Mercedes number, right?
I don't know. I don't remember the number.
No,
but
it's 300.
look it up.
No, the Speedsters are 356.
that was the 2011 356. Yeah, that was the.
Oh, damn it!
I think there's 400 or 450. I think it's 450.
It's still a dumb
But
number.
you're correct. None of them came to the States. Right? It did not come here. So absolutely okay. There's some exclusivity.
Your neighbor doesn't have one.
Well, didn't. They could now.
Yeah.
But they didn't. There's a number of them in the States now. It's a 997 GTS.
250.
Oh, 250. Yeah. Oh, see, 50. I was there. I was totally there. I was way closer than you.
The 250 is a way better number than 450.
Which makes sense. If they would have come to the States, there'd have been 450.
I think there would have been 302 of them. An extra 52, one for each state. There you go. There's 52 states in the year, right? No, you're right. It's
It's a GTS. It's gray with a ducktail
well. Here's what I'll tell you.
and some cool wheels.
Here's what I'll tell you. It's an exclusive manufacturer car. Have you ever been in one?
One of these?
Yeah.
No.
I bet you if you get in it, you'd be like, "Yep, fucking worth it."
Would I?
I think you would. I bet there's stuff that they do that they don't tell you about.
You're yep.
That makes it absolutely worth it.
Yep.
You know, so new Sport Classic. On paper, who cares? Right?
I think new Sport Classic is a deal.
Is a value
Yeah,
at $500,000.
they're not $500,000.
They're $400,000.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, at least you get a lot for the money, right?
How many did they build?
Sport Classics?
Yep.
What was it, 992? No, how many did they make?
1963.
Yeah, you know.
So
What am I, dude? I'm all jacked up.
so 8 times as many.
So, right? It's not $600,000.
Yeah, but there's less.
Now, the one thing, and I was talking with a client just the other day, the one thing that could skew the Sport Classic market, which I don't know if it would do it tremendously, but what if they do come out with the rear-wheel drive turbo with a manual transmission?
Doesn't matter.
Just like, yeah, I don't think it would either. You'd have the posers that
Yeah.
would buy the turbo.
It doesn't
to
have a
make it
double
look like-
bubble roof.
right? Double bubble roof.
Is an R still worth more than a 99 1.2 Touring?
Yes, it's a different car.
Yeah. So is a Sport Classic.
Correct. That's so. Yeah, absolutely. No, we agree on that.
Yep.
I'm having a difficult time finding $600,000 of value in a 997 Sport Classic. I definitely can find.
How much is a 4-liter?
Those are what, 700,000-800,000 now.
So you're right.
I would still take a 4-liter.
Yeah, 100% all day. Yeah. So yeah, I think you're right.
That's a dream garage car for sure. But anyway, I mean, I'm not discrediting. You know, not saying
The
that,
right move is to buy a 4-liter and then swap the everything into a Sport Classic. So it looks like a Sport Classic, but it's a 4-liter.
Sport Classic is a pretty sweet looking car.
Yeah,
I like the way the 4-liter.
I do too. I know, white with white wheels.
But
We've gone
anyway,
over.
it's super cool. It's a neat car. I mean, don't get me wrong. And you're right. If I got in the car, started it, got to take it for a lap or whatever, I'd probably say like, oh yeah, you know, I get it now. Like this is a different car.
You get to be in a club, and you know, I think the production of this stuff, there's twice as many 4-liters.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you have a 4-liter and a Sport Classic,
Oof. Yeah.
you know, well, now there's 250 4-liter owners that don't have a Sport Classic. Oh yeah, you don't have one of these? Yeah, I got one. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
it's all about the billionaire pissing matches.
Right.
And my favorite one is, I don't know if I can talk about it, but let's say there was a 100-mile road trip through Nebraska. And the cars had to be 1961 or older. And maybe there was a guy that was like a baseball. He owned a baseball team. And he called up and he said, hey, I'm so excited to get to go on this Nebraska 10K. I'm going to bring my 1952 Delahaye Roadster that won the Targa Florio.
Wow.
I just ruined my story. Damn it. It took third. That one took third, and then somebody else was going to bring the winner.
Right.
And that's, to me, the whole thing. It's about these pissing matches. Like, you've got something great. Well, I got something greater.
Right.
You got something rare. I got something more rare. And that's why it's worth $600,000. Is because
Yeah.
anybody can have a 4-liter. A Sport Classic. You don't have a Sport Classic. Look at these seats.
Yep.
You don't have those seats.
Yep. I learned that when I was beginning snowboarding as a kid. There's always going to be somebody bigger and better.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you do.
But what if you had that? What if you had that board? Huh? What if you had red hair? Right?
What if I had hair?
Well, when you were 14 learning how to snowboard, hopefully you did. I don't know. Should we just throw this episode away?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well, Let's do that.
Well, if you don't have anything else, I'm going to sign off.
Do it. Just push the button. Let's not even say goodnight.
All right.